Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monkey Night Fights. I comedy better when I've had a few, aka what am I doing with my life? This is a stupid title for a panel. I don't even know what we're doing. So we'll just introduce people. Over here, on my left.
Well, you're turning around as you're talking. So
Yes.
no,
I don't know. Alkaline! On the other end of the stage, Archon Chairman, Panda! And in my favorite position, in the middle, I was told to give him a long introduction, so 7.5 inches, Boozy Badger! No, wait till after the panel.
but that's what this Monkey Night Fight means something different where I come from.
You come from Evergreen Park. What could it possibly mean from there?
All I meant, I'm Jewish, so we all know I don't come from the hood. You just got it, didn't you? Yay!
So, audience, we have one rule for this panel. Once neither or none of our panelists can remember the name of this panel, it is over. So we kind of want to keep them drunk so that they're funny, but we also want to keep them a little bit sober so that we can keep this going until 7 in the morning.
The name of the panel is We Hate Husker. Good night, everyone!
I thought the name of the panel was Blame Huskoon, hashtag.
Hashtag Blame Husker. I like this panel.
It's seriously the official con hashtag at this point. I think it's trending better than hashtag IndieFurCon 2017. And
You know, I have to know. So, guys, really good question. Who does not know who somebody on this stage is? Does anyone not know who any of these people are? Okay. And I can still whip this at you, but there's booze in it, so you're safe. Guys,
Who's on the stage?
Boozy, who's on stage?
No, wait a second. Why are we assuming that they don't know who you are?
No, I don't think anyone would not know who you are. I just wanted to establish it. You're a booking stenographer or whatever your job is. Stenographer, lawyer, same thing, right?
No, not the least.
No, that's just about accurate.
Okay. I think the only difference is you yell objection and then like anime flashes and gets to it. And ninjas fight you. Can that be a thing?
only black ninjas.
Wait, only one.
Black ninjas.
Great.
No.
You want to end this con early, or this panel early, don't you?
All right. So now, being a booze expert, I can tell you this is not Fireball because there's too much foam at the top. Okay. So this is poison.
It's already poison.
Oh yeah. There's my flasks.
No, that's your class. This is my class.
Okay.
Filled with Foxmore's scotch.
Ah, this one's just
I heard
for
Scotch.
more. Yay, Gregor! He'll just stand here.
You want my booze? Fuck off.
Tequila.
My booze.
Foxmore's booze.
Not anymore.
You need another liver?
No, I've already got 3 lined up from China. We're good.
Oh, good. So what I wanted to ask you is, were you a big Twitter guy before you really found the fan foundation?
Was I a big Twitter guy?
Yeah, were you really using Twitter to its fullest potential?
I was using Twitter. I was aware of Twitter.
Okay.
Yes, I had a Twitter account that was not very. I would tweet out stupid legal shit people had done and talk about it. And then I discovered you assholes. And very shortly after you assholes discovered me, I went from 500 lawyers and federal judges that followed my Twitter account to 5,000 fucking furries. And 4 weeks later was told, for the love of God, create count, the furries are following us. That's why I'm here.
Our apologies to Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
You're not sorry.
He's right, it didn't sound serious coming from him. Canadian, can you take care of the sorry? There we go.
It's his native language.
Okay.
Hold on. What's your Tim Hortons?
Tim Hortons, gotta get a sesame seed bagel, toast with cream cheese, and a large cup of milk.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Canadian.
Poutine!
Poutine at Tim Hortons.
There is?
Please order that the next time you go there.
Really?
Tell me about what they say to you.
10 chocolate cake Timbits and a large hot chocolate.
Has anybody here been to Tim Hortons? For the people who ask, a double-double is an actual fucking order there. Yeah, it's like what?
2 cream, 2 sugar.
Yeah, 2 cream, 2 sugar. And then they have an order called a 4x4, which where I'm from is a big fucking truck. But at Tim Hortons, it's a giant goddamn coffee.
I'll take that.
Oh, jeez.
I'm being recorded.
Why?
Because he has nothing better to do.
So that we can play this at the best of 10 years from now.
No, you're going to give me a second, because I'm going to Google what consent statement we're in.
And he's legit gonna do that too.
No, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Alright, while you're looking that up, I have a question for one of our members of the audience. Weird fox head thing, is your head looking backwards because you can only see through the eye on the side? Okay, whoever constructed that for you hates you.
Alcohol,
Okay, you
great
hate
video
me,
games,
guys,
goddammit!
settle and make it hard.
Do you not recognize that? He's from the fucking game that all of you assholes love. Yes, thank you.
Oh, is that what that is?
I
Yes.
thought it was probably
Xander, why didn't you ever tell me about this?
How long have you been in this fandom?
Alkali does not know pop culture.
How long have you been in this fandom?
About 15 years now.
How the fuck?
18! He does not know pop culture. That he still keeps calling it Five Nights at Freddie Mercury's.
Okay, you may be out furrying me, but I want to remind you, I am like really gay. I mean really. This all sounds from my dick. Really gay. Day? Gay day. There's late day, there's arm day, there's gay day.
What was it again you described him as when you saw him at Anthrocon?
A magical top-hatted booze-generating fairy. I also want to make you aware, the charity auction tomorrow, there is actually art of this. I am so fucking buying that.
Done by quack quack on.
Oh, quack quack hog?
Yes.
Oh, how many you look
What
though?
if the door side drew this?
There's quack quack hog in the bag. You're dead to me.
I am bidding on your art, framing it, and putting it in my law office.
Oh God. I'm gonna be. Oh my God! Can I not say I am the law? I am the law. Husko, 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 Husko.
What?
You are so gay.
You're better than me.
Oh no, you did it gay.
No,
You turned it gay, dude.
I did not.
What are you wearing?
A tank top. What are you wearing? The same thing you wore like the last 5 nights? What's that smell?
God damn. Motherfuckers are vicious.
He's a raccoon. What do you expect?
You look sweet and cuddly. It's like the fucking claws come out, don't they?
He's not alive! You weren't kidding!
This is how it
Do
is.
you know why I have a knife? Do you know why I have a knife?
Why?
Because of the name of this panel.
We hate Husko?
No, Monkey Knife Fights.
That's part of the name, the rest, we didn't tell you the full name.
Oh, okay, what's the full name? Wait, actually, here. You need this.
Boozy finds out all furries are Wiccans. So,
No, I have a question. What the fuck is this on the knife?
Chocolate.
that looks like a sparkle dog.
What have you been using the knife for, Husky?
Probably brownies. Brownies.
Hey, not at this guy.
But we put everything in quotes.
Okay, that only works on your panel, putting everything in quotes. What's that panel called? Stupid make alphalite draw shit?
What, match game?
Yeah, match game. Screw you.
Hey, Xander is pretty good at it. It's not my fault that he didn't match a single person.
Xander, did we Oh,
Driving.
Yeah.
Who
9
drives anymore?
fucking hours.
That's what Uber is for.
Do we have any bird furries in the room? There we go. They can fly.
How much would it cost for a 9-hour Uber?
Too goddamn much.
I wonder how legal that would be.
A 9-hour Uber.
And would they just hang out for the weekend and drive you home?
I hope so.
And just sleep in their car?
All I know is they probably couldn't let me sing Man of La Mancha on repeat the whole entire way.
That
I'm
would be
sorry,
fantastic.
what were you singing?
Man of La Mancha.
Can we get a sample?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Do what you mean?
I mean,
What do you give
He's the
them?
singer.
he's the lawyer. Did you notice that? Can we get a sample? Yes.
I have it on Spotify still. All the recording devices have been turned off, correct?
Sure. This isn't perjury.
I noticed, I am Don Quixote, the man of La Mancha, my destiny calls and I go. And the wild winds of fortune shall carry me onward. Alkali's really gay, and that I know.
Do we have any more musical requests for Boozy? No, no Freebird.
And Des, what do you sing in the car for a long car ride?
Everything.
I know. I'm sure he has at least one song.
Oh.
Maybe if you were listening to a Fox and Pepper CD.
They're all on Twitter.
If I was, I literally drove home from Anthropon listening to Lighthouse on repeat and crying for like, what the fuck?
We're going to a dark place.
Is that a dark place? There's a lighthouse.
I pulled over 3/4 of the way home and sent Fox and Moore the most tearful message. I've been listening to this song on repeat. You and Pepper are so fantastic. I just want to buy like 80 copies of your album. And like they messaged me back. Hello, I'm Pepper. Please listen to the next song.
How come you don't send me messages like this? Is it because you know I make fun of you for crying like a pussy?
The message I send you when I'm crying, and let's talk about those.
Yeah, have a heart. What did you listen to all the way back from Anthropon?
I made the mistake of promising a newer friend that I would give him a ride
Fuck,
back.
buddy.
No, actually not this time. He was in need. And I got tired.
Dick.
Yes.
He weighed more than 160 pounds, so he wasn't interested.
You're an asshole. I fuck Boozy. So I was.
So would I.
I let him take over the driving, and he said, "Hey, when I drive, I usually listen to what I usually listen to." I didn't let him finish the sentence, so he put on "I'm Blue" on repeat. Do you know the song? No, that's not how the song goes. Because I know the song in my heart. This is what it sounds like after hour. I'm nothing but a spirit.
All day and all night, and everything he sings is just blue, like him, inside and outside. Blue his house with a blue little window and a blue door, and everything is blue for him and his side and everybody around. Nobody to listen.
And this is all I will hear forever.
I was graduating from high
I
school.
see people who are singing it whose hands aren't up. Why? Oh my God.
So how was the Boozy and Alkali show? They sang I'm Blue, Alkali feigned suicide, and the audience was young. Hustun has no heart.
I have a heart, it's just black as coal. That's not racist, it's a turner.
It's also 3 sizes too small.
Wait, your black is heart, your heart is black and
You're black.
It's 1 a.m., you son of a bitch.
You're welcome for putting
Your
me
heart
in this
is
panel.
black and with.
Yes.
I did not know you were a lawyer.
I will argue with like one on Twitter with dumbasses, so.
It was him! He just told you his multiple. Guys, he's the one trolling us. He's got the Boozy Barrister and like, I hate furries and law.screw. Like, that's him! He's answering his own shit.
Oh no, you know the funny thing is I found out very recently there were conspiracy theories about me.
Share 'em.
Some of the best ones are as follows. Originally, I was Uncle Kage.
Obviously.
When that fell through, because I obviously am not Uncle Kage, I was his new boyfriend. I apparently have also been seeking out a harem of young people, which is a fucking surprise to me. Because, quite frankly, I am the least sexual person on earth. I'm just tired.
Okay, no.
I'm just tired and drunk, folks. My personal favorite, though, is that I have always been furry. And that this was my chance, that I years ago decided to go to law school, open up a practice in the ass end of nowhere, Pennsylvania, practice law, start a blog, be very profane, and wait.
The right decision.
So which one was true? You motherfuckers are paranoid.
That's mostly just furry Twitter is paranoid.
Oh my God.
Boozy.
Dude, we can talk for about 10 hours about furry Twitter. You and me?
We could, but I'd kill myself at the end.
Oh, you know what? That's what we need. We need next year when we get this crazy motherfucker out here, me and him, we're just gonna talk about furry Twitter and we'll have a gun with one bullet in it in between us.
Do I get a say in this?
Have you up to this point?
No.
There you go. Could it be the Dragon Show Happy Gun? Because that would make everything better. Boozy, have you heard the Dragon Show Happy Gun?
I have heard the track. My 14-year-old daughter loves
What?
Yes, I have children. There's another generation.
What do your children think you're doing right now?
Something. Not this.
Daddy's doing heroin.
No shit. My 14-year-old walked in last week. She's at my house. She walks in. I have the Dragon Show playing. And I don't think about it. So my child now knows way too much about your sex life. And really likes you and Xander. Think that you're a very cute couple. And also knows that you like to fuck him while he's sleeping.
You'll protect me, little liver pillow.
Who doesn't? They can't say no.
No, he found a way to say no in his sleep, so that way it's fine.
We're going to a dark place.
Xander, come here.
Hold on.
Story time.
That is the international symbol to me that they want to spend money. They do that to me all the time, and it's adorable. Oh goodness, that's funny. What?
Serious?
I'm serious, I want story time, but let's hear this first.
Oh no! No!
Oh, yes.
All right, hold on. Boozy,
Yes.
we have a challenge for you.
Go ahead.
Now, yesterday,
Hold on one second.
absolutely.
I want to make sure we're all in agreement that the fact that I'm a dad doesn't leave this room, right? Because all of you just fucking got on Twitter, didn't you? Holy shit, he has reproduced.
No. He's got like 12 kids. It's another one of those rumors.
I'm not going to tell you
That's not the
the
most
children I have.
Welcome to the Freedom of Information from Furries Act.
I'm going to tell you right now, though, that badger head has come in useful in putting him to bed. And not because it's like, oh, cute, the badger's coming in to sing you a song. It's like, go the fuck to sleep, or the badger's coming into your room.
All right, Amy, we're gonna need some lights back here for this one because he's gonna have to read, so if you can turn them up. Boozy, last night, gifted to myself and Xander were 2 pornographic novels.
Oh, wonderful.
That was very nice. And we showed those around the operations room because screw running a con, we have porn now. And Nikki, the director of operations, took one look at the books and went, bitch, please. That's not the best one. So, from our director of operations, would you mind reading an excerpt from Rough and Ready, True Beauty? Please read it out loud without reading it first. Guys, make sure this recording comes out. Guys,
Oh, that's just fine, thank you.
start it.
Rough and ready. Her long hair, still wet from the shower, had been combed down her back with a wet swamp. Hilda was sitting on the floor, her round, wet boobs still wet from the shower's water. She dried off the water with a towel, which then became wet. Hilda gasped when she saw a reflection in her bedroom mirror. Through the slightly open door, she caught a glimpse of the chiseled abs and square jaw of the mysterious stranger who shared her cabin. She stood and spun around, her breasts swinging heavily with the momentum. She grabbed the door and flung it open, revealing shirtless Torolf, parentheses, which was seriously his name, in parentheses, quivering with desire in the hallway. Torolf was ashamed at being caught, but his shame made him even hotter. Hotter for sex.
It's worse. Does it really? So much worse.
He stepped into the room, his bulging abs accidentally smushed into Hilda's rich chest. As Hilda's buttermilk bosoms swished up against his granite abs, Torolf almost had a dick aneurysm.
Thank you.
Hilda, Torolf murmured thickly, his throbbing meat wand, pressing against Hilda's warm thighs. There is a secret I need to tell you. You are my forbidden desire. Hilda had been waiting to hear these words. Her heart was lifted on golden wings and soared toward a radiant sun of perfect joy. She saw herself and Torolf happily together, bathed in the golden light of love. Her snooch got all warm too. Torolf Hilda moaned, her lush teeth straining with desire. I need you. Torolf, coarse abs pulsing softly in the moonlight, stood silently. Hilda looked at him expectantly. Oh, sorry, she added. Torolf, I need you sexually.
Sorry, tell it again.
Oh, we're not done.
Guys, we're at the second to last paragraph. You'll love this one.
And hearing those beautiful words, Torolf flexed his rough hewn abs, and Hilda found herself being guided to her soft bed by the sheer force of Turov's undulating midsection. She parted her thighs in anticipation, exposing the soft pink petals of her lunge. Turov entered her like she was the lottery. Wait. Entered her like she was, so like 3 times a week it would go for your actual rooms, right?
And obviously, he's a loser.
I don't know, because his engorged pecker pushed inside her engorged pecker. And she felt fulfilled with sexual fulfillment. Hilda clutched at the bed sheets with lust and ecstasy in her hands. Her spongy love mountains rolled to and fro with each pounding. Her body was like a beautiful flower that was opening and somebody was pushing their dick inside it. Then Torov moaned, arched his back, and suffered from Dick Parkinson's. I want to take a moment to remind everybody, I am a licensed attorney. 7 goddamn years of education, a bar exam, and several years of practice. I'm reading bad porn on stage for you.
Hold on, Dad, Ford, come on. I've been role playing for most of my life and I've never come up with Dick Parkinson. But I will use it from this point forward. For all of you.
Congratulations, Xander.
Disability!
We were at Dick Parkinson's, that's right. He pumped in all of his hot pearlescent sperms. As Hilda spasmed with so many orgasms, exclamation mark. The two lay still for a moment as the stinky scent of lovemaking billowed around the room.
Last one, guys, there we go.
Hilda got out of bed, still shimmering with orgasm.
Wait.
She glowed with contentment like a cat who ate the cream of the crop. She walked across the room and picked up her towel, still wet with shower water. Torov, she said softly. There's something I have to tell you, but her bed was empty. Torov was...
You have to read it. I want to know what happened in Toro. The suspense is killing. They're all going to have Dick Parkinson. Hurry! The towel is going to dry from the shower water if you don't read this.
Torov was gone, escaped out the bedroom window. In the distance, Hilda heard the beating sound of galloping abs. We recorded that, right? Because I definitely want a fucking copy of that.
Oh, Boozy, you don't need a copy. It was being live streamed to YouTube.
Wonderful.
We all have a copy. And I will tell you this right now, my friend. Somewhere out there, in a lone room, with the glow of a computer, someone is going to masturbate today. And in the distance will be the sound of galloping abs.
I love he escaped out the bedroom window. I have done that. I have escaped out of a bedroom window, yes.
What for?
The first story,
Okay, that's better.
yes. And then I ran pantsless 3 blocks to a payphone to call a cab.
Tuesday. Did the cab let you in?
Yes.
I don't have a follow-up question.
I wasn't always a lawyer. I used to be an asshole.
When did you stop being an asshole?
About the same time I met your mother.
What's the name of this panel?
Name of this panel, hashtag he hate Huskoon. Monkey knife fight, I comedy better when I've had a few. What am I doing with my life?
Damn it, we're continuing.
What am I doing? Where did this come from?
The panel name or you?
No, that. The story of Hilda and Torolf.
Oh, you're not our cold books. That's one of your cases next week, too. The case of the runaway hat.
Oh my God.
I just want to say I'm registering for MFF as Richard Parkinson's. As soon as my phone is out.
Did we kill one? We killed one! We killed one!
I just want to point out, there's the line here, Torolf, I need you, and then 2 lines later she had to clarify, I'm sorry, I need you sexually. Torolf sounds handicapped. This may be rape.
Since we read that story in operations, Nikki, our director of operations, has told every single one of us, like, Huskoon, I need you! And then waits 1 second, sexually.
You cannot prove a thing!
Because we take running cons seriously.
And that's why I read that whole story as Friday the Lion to the Door's Eye.
You did what?
They enjoyed it thoroughly.
Friday the Lion is an innocent young lion.
Not anymore. He's met Hilda's... What was it? Yeah, yes, Hilda's breasts which swing heavily with momentum. And these soft pink petals of her clunge.
Breasts that swing heavily with momentum, does that not describe like the world's most disgusting mutant's cradle?
That describes everyone on this stage. Like 3 days ago, somebody goes, don't you ever wonder what you would look like if you were a woman? So you could know what you look like with a flat chest and with breasts. And I'm going, guys, the longer I'm a lawyer, the more I know what both of those things look like. Because my entire job is sitting behind a desk now. I remember not having boobs. And now I take my shirt off and go, I'm about an A cup.
Wait, you take off your shirt till you're about an A cup?
Yes.
I take off my shirt every day and go, I'm a big boy now. It makes me look like a boy.
I'm a C/D cup myself.
I'm a failure.
You're only a failure because not only do you pass the pencil test every once in a while, that's you keep it for your clients. So yes, here you are. Don't ask questions.
You know, we know I've hit like the worst part when I do like the Tennessee woman thing, and I start keeping money under my boob. So I can walk into the gas station, how much is it? 5 cents, hold on. That's everywhere in the South.
So,
And where I work.
Dennis, have you had to take sweaty boob money?
Multiple times per week.
So I used to work in a campsite. We would throw like, barbecues and stuff. We had a woman named Amy. I have known Amy since I was a teenager. She is a wonderful woman, and I can only describe her as she had jet engine vortex. Like they were her entire upper half. And the greatest thing I ever saw was we were all busy, and she came in with dinner for myself and her husband. And for me, she put down a big plate of whatever was being served up at the outdoor cook fire. And for him, she brought a little bit extra because it was the same plate, and then reached through her cleavage and pulled out an ear of corn. And I have never laughed harder in my life. No, it was a grain tin book. Lord.
Oh, cleavage corn.
It's okay, I have said many times before, my father has been a lawyer for 40 years. I learned everything I know from him, especially the one fact, don't represent strippers. Because they would come in and they would pay entirely in cash, and it was all singles. And after about the fifth time, I'll never forget Dad going out and looking at one of the clients and saying, "You're gonna need to start bringing in money orders, because we know how you're getting the singles." And the secretaries don't want to touch your money anymore.
Except for the one dirty secretary, so dirty.
Yeah, you see, that's the difference between my father and me, though, because my father's a very respectable, upright attorney. He's been in practice 40 years. And fuck it, I'll take vagina dollars. Because I have no morals or scruples.
Does that mean you're gonna run for office someday?
Yes, Boozy 2020, I can't fuck it up anymore.
Here for convention horror stories really fast. Do you guys remember what I told you about the money counter that just shoots money out of it? When he said vagina dollars, all I can imagine is the guy just... Oh, you're a dirty girl. Why are you wearing a tuxedo? What's that? Oh, God, the rule! No! Oh, God!
That is so sparkly and
We're all super straight here.
what am I witnessing?
I'm wondering the same thing myself.
I don't know. You motherfucker. What? Cheers, my friend. I will explain the rule to you later. Two mistakes.
Dope is
What the
Is that ectoplasm?
No, it's
So, Xander, are you looking forward to being a booth?
Oh my God!
Is that a Pepto-Bismol colada?
Thank you.
What is this? Are you finishing it? Yeah. Oh, this is so bad. Oh my God. What is it? You have to tell me what this is.
Everclear, raspberry lemonade, frozen with dry ice.
Dry? Jesus. This
You're a
is
hero.
That is a bad decision in physical form.
Alright, well, I'm downing this. For those of you who don't know, thank you. For those of you who don't know, guys, let's give a huge round of applause for my two friends here. I promise you I will finish this if you're finishing yours.
No. The faster you drink it, the least bad it is.
It is so bad.
Oh my God. It feels like it tastes like Dr. Scholl's.
What the
The
heck?
texture! I don't know how dry it does it. It literally feels like I'm drinking snot. I didn't know. I thought it was a slushie. I thought he was joking with me.
You're a champion.
It's a wonderful leathery aftertaste.
Oh my God.
When I stood up at my best friend's wedding, some of you know this, I didn't start drinking until I was about 21, 22 years old. It's true. It's actually true. And the person who got me to drink was the gentleman who's getting married. So I was still at that point not a really heavy drinker, but we have rules with my friends. Like, you don't drink alone. Like, it was pretty common. But he said, all right, it's my wedding day. I get to make a rule. Like, never done this before, but okay. Anyone in a tuxedo can make Dan drink as long as they drink the same thing. Like, oh, okay. His father showed up to the wedding in a tuxedo. His father was a broker with me on the trade before. his father slipped the bartender what I can only describe as a mafioso-style roll of something with a $100 bill on the outside. And he allowed us shots. And he taught me that I will never be the greatest drinker on the planet, because that man doesn't need a liver. He must have an otter in there, because it's just going to some kind of a black hole. But from that day, the rule has been, anyone in a tuxedo, as long as they drink it too, can hand me a drink and I have to drink it. And that son of a bitch listened to me.
You are bad decisions personified.
That's the name of our next album.
My God. I felt bad about driving 9 hours in a goddamn wind. I talked to you and I instantly feel better about my life.
Oh my God, Nico! I found something bad. Drink this.
I go take a shower, and this is what you bring me into.
Look, yes!
Why would you say no?
Guys,
Because this is funny.
this is Nico. He has outranked me. Screw you. Now get a big mouthful and enjoy the snot. Not actual
It
snot.
tastes wonderful.
Yeah.
Is it Pepto-Bismol mixed with...
No, it's raspberry lemonade. Listen, very clear. Take a sip.
So, semen, yes.
See, yeah, tons of semen and Pepto-Bismol.
High in protein.
I knew it. I knew it. This is the guy who was sitting in my kitchen one night pouring drinks, and it was rum and something. Nope. Vodka and something. Nope. 151 and Everclear. Ah, finally, a drink.
Make a drink out of Xander's green drinks that are
Xander's green drink? Do you know what Xander's green drink is?
I bet it's something that's
He alcoholized spinach water blender. That is Xander's drink. He made it palatable with booze. Thank you.
How have any of you lived into your 30s? I can't say much. I went to a Kentucky Derby party in my youth.
What kind of hat
Yeah,
did you
there's
wear?
like 2 guys from Kentucky over there. They know what I'm talking about. If you're from Kentucky, when the Derby comes around, it's a party for everybody else. What you do is you go to a friend's house and you get shit-faced. From like 4 a.m. to 4 a.m. you just drink.
Do you wear fancy hats?
No.
Oh. Do you wear fancy hats and nothing else?
That's like just Saturday, man. But I went to one and I walked in and there was a group of young ladies around the blender and I looked at them and I said, "What are you making?" And they said, "We're making margaritas." I looked at the blender, I said, "Margaritas aren't brown." What is in the margarita? Tequila and ice. That's not a margarita. That's a tequila slushy. And I will have one.
Lucy, do you ever plan on coming to Chicago?
I have been to Chicago before.
Have you ever been to Ceres Cafe?
I have not.
Ceres Cafe is the broker bar in downtown Chicago. Let me explain their booze menu to you. Have you ever had a rum and coke?
Yes.
What are the ingredients in rum and coke?
A rum and coke.
Incorrect. Ceres rum and coke has multiple ingredients. First ingredient is glass, fill with rum. Second ingredient is put a coke next to it. Third ingredient is you may smell that coke. Please do not consume, it is not healthy. There's a lot of sugar in that. Ceres Cafe is the broker's bar. It used to have a rule. It did not close down until the last yellow badge left. The yellow badge would be a full-fledged broker. I believe that their biggest one Yeah, for tips, yeah. Oh my God, the tips. I believe their claim to fame was being open for 3.5 weeks before they had a moment where there was not a broker in there for them to close the door, and that was the night of the Chicago train incident. This is an 80s con, so this actually makes sense. Who here has any idea of how to drive a train now?
Hey!
Oh, okay, oh, that's right, you would know. In the 80s, how did you start, give or take, 80s train, how did you start a train in the 80s?
There's like multiple switches you turn on the cab, like where you...
The fast answer!
Well, hold on. There's multiple switches, and then you go back by the engine where you could die if it explodes when you turn it on, and flip the switch, turn it on.
Yes, okay, that's basically the answer I'm looking for. There's a switch. There's a switch that you use to turn it on, and everything was fairly well labeled. The broker's ID was BED, B-E-D. He had been in series for 2 days, and he decided he wanted to go home, but he had missed his train. Well, there's a train right over here at Union Station. I'll just take that home. And he stole an engine. The engine got to the first place where the track, can go to different places, and the train went, I need a track, and went, bang. And he said, I live here now, and just took a nap. He came back to work a week later in the same clothes he left in. And when we asked him where he was, he says, I was late for a train, so I took my train home, and Chicago police are dicks. I was not there for that, but it's one of our favorite stories, and yes, there was a Chicago broker who stole a locomotive, went about 400 feet, and made it fall off the track.
Uzi, there's your next client. That's his next client, right?
No. Alkaline.
Yes!
He has something he wants to say.
What?
I have the other side of that story from the dispatcher on that night.
What was it? Oh my God,
Yes,
a broker
please.
stole a train?
There's a yard tower.
Run
there.
up there and get a mic.
Okay.
Run!
Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Godzilla!
Dude, this is a coincidence from hell.
What's the other side? I can't wait.
The other side of this story is that in Chicago, at Union Station, there's a large tower, 3 stories up, where there's a yardmaster that looks over all of Union Station as all the Amtrak trains go out. This guy who stole this locomotive does not get permission from this guy because he doesn't know how to run a freaking train other than to start it. The yardmaster calls down as he sees this one locomotive start rolling down Union Station. Calls down to everybody and goes, who the? Is this 18
Yes.
Fuck is that? Nobody answers except for this on the radio because it's push to talk and apparently he's leaning on it. I think I'm going to make it home. 300 feet later, again, about 400 feet, this is coming through the yard when there's a point in the yard where it all comes together. The dispatcher goes, you know what, I don't think he's supposed to be out there. Denied! There's a way that you can flip the switch and turn it so that it goes off into a yard track. He did not just get stopped and derailed, he slams into another train!
What?
Yes! Yes!
I gotta wait to tell Trent!
This is a yard, there's other trains sitting there. He slams into it, and then of course the police are called. The dispatcher up in the tower goes, okay, somebody go out there and see what's going on. It got loose. It had to have gotten loose. Guy falls out onto the concrete, takes a nap. Chicago police can't figure out where to go. 20 minutes later, they know where to go. And that's all in a report in the Amtrak system. It's one of our favorites to tell to new guys who think they can take a train out without calling the dispatcher. I didn't know it was a lawyer, and that's amazing.
He was a stockbroker.
He wasn't a lawyer.
Stockbroker.
He was a stockbroker. His ID was bad. He got all his business from his daddy, and we hated him.
other side.
That is awesome. That's my favorite thing.
That's your favorite thing.
Look, when your hands are this big, what's the old thing? What does it sound like with one hand clapping? Just like jerking off.
Oh, God. I just wanted to say, I am very drunk now. I love you, God.
That's why you do it in a tuxedo. It's still classy.
Panel name.
Good night. Oh, God, guys, it looks like we are down to 5 minutes. So,
No, that's not the rule.
No,
That's not the
their
rule.
rule is we have to actually forget the name of the fucking panel.
Go, 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 go. I can do this all day. Go, go.
So anyways, remember I'm a Sagittarius, I like long walks on the beach, because it looks like you're gonna be widowed soon.
You need this.
Shit!
You need this.
all right. Ask me the question.
What is the name of this
I'm
panel?
going to die.
Yeah. The rule was if you or Uzi forgot it. Uzi.
Yeah, you guys, that was about the dumbest thing I could have done.
Uzi.
Shit!
What is the name?
What's the name of the panel?
Yep.
Call 911, you ass!
Closing statement time.
There's a soundtrack now? No, the last 5 minutes you find the fucking soundtrack buttons. Where the fuck were you the last hour?
Now we get on iTunes.
Guys, we had a bunch of charity panels in a row here. That's actually why the hat was not passed around earlier. We wanted to make sure you guys knew that everyone was invited to this panel, and we wanted you to be here. I am going to throw this ad out there. If you would like to give. Guys, this is the most important thing to me, and I say this all the time. If you have money to give.
Guys, give him money, he'll cry.
You're an ass! If you can give. If you can't, enjoy the show. Hats going out to the audience. Thank you for being here. We're going to keep going for a few minutes, and then I'm going to go make myself puke.
What Mika was really funny is last year we got a letter from an attendee. Can we tell Mika about the letter from the attendee from last year?
No, you
Okay. I love you. I love you.
I'm like, what was that story that I was telling you while I was drinking way too fucking much earlier?
All of them.
The story? Earlier we were talking about sex clubs. What else? Mostly sex clubs.
Oh, mostly sex clubs.
Shit, I'm trying to remember what story.
Oh, the tequila one.
Yes, yeah,
The tequila story. He told me I had to tell this tonight. Yes, it was basically scripted. He told me I had to tell this tonight. Years ago, I worked on boats. And on New Year's Eve, I got off. We came into the dock at about 20 minutes to midnight, and I walked to the nearest bar and got there about 10 minutes to midnight. And all my friends had already been drinking. And I decided I wanted to ring in the new year drunk. So I walked up to the bar and I ordered 10 shots of Jose Cuervo.
Yes!
The bartender poured the 10 shots of Jose Cuervo and said, "Do you need a tray to take them to your table?" I said, "No, these are all for me." And in 10 minutes I proceeded to drink 10 shots of Jose Cuervo. And at midnight I was drunk. You know the problem with doing 10 shots of Jose Cuervo?
Everything.
They all hit you at once. So my memory of the evening goes like this. Walk in, order 10 shots, drink 10 shots, yay New Year's, wake up naked in the lot behind a gay coffee shop. Now, when I get blackout drunk, I have like 3 versions of being blacked out. I have blacked out, but I remember some things. I have blacked out and I remember nothing. And I have blacked out and then it's like Vietnam flashbacks randomly throughout the day. Or like I'm sitting at the table and I go, oh, that Chinese food looks nice. Oh shit. I have a memory of someone who is Chinese. Luckily, that was, I remembered nothing. Unfortunately, my friends remembered everything. And they took great delight in telling me about it. I found out one of my friends, Travis, had been talking to someone that evening when I walked up and went, Travis! Oh, yeah. Took off my shirt and ran out of the bar. At which point he looked at the person he was talking to and said, I'm sorry, I have to go, that's my friend, and I think he's going to die. After hearing a couple of these stories, I went to the coffee shop a couple days later and everybody doing, we remember you, and my response was, please don't tell me. I don't remember it and I don't want to. And this motherfucker, I tell it, this main response is, you have to tell that tonight. And they're recording it. So, my name is Alkali Bismuth.
Well, it looks like now I am a dad. And it's a daughter, apparently.
Is he gonna cry?
Guys, we need $6. We need $6. My wallet's empty because I kept swearing during PG-13 panels. You lost $5. You got 5? $400! Oh my God!
$520.
Give him a second. 420. Guys, I've said it. No, I'm not going to say it. Uzi, you've seen him in my shows.
Jesus Christ.
Uzi, would you please end the show by talking to our audience?
I've said this like 18 times today, so I'm going to say it again. Every fucking day in my job, I see the absolute worst in people. I mean, it's a joke, but it's not a joke. I mean, I see people who really just want to destroy everyone around them. And one of the reasons you assholes got me to drive 9 hours is you and your community are so loving and so supportive and so welcoming and so generous. And that's amazingly fucking nice to see. And it's not just me. There's 400 fucking lawyers around this country who have been following my descent into madness. And every single one of them has said the same thing. We don't fucking get it, but we kind of like the furries. It's a great example of it. Hey, you guys are awesome. You're great. And I'll tell you, especially in my personal life, I've been coming home, and here's what I've been getting told. You are happier since you started fucking around with furries. So, hey, guys rock. This was amazing. And I swear to God, if you don't stop me before I leave tomorrow, I'm stealing one of those cats.
Do it. Ain't no one gonna stop you.
Watching them all day, and I've picked one out. No, it's the black one. The black one that just kind of chills in the fucking litter box and doesn't do anything. Just like just sitting in the fucking toilet going, fuck you, I'm cool. It reminds me of myself. But no, seriously guys, thank you so much. You're a wonderful community. You're great people.
MC, take us home.
I can't beat that. I can't. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Monkey Knife Fights. I comedy better when I've had a few, aka, what am I doing with my life? Which he just answered. Ladies and gentlemen, good night everybody.